I was heavily medicated. I wanted to sleep. That's all I wanted to do was sleep. I'm like, whatever you can give me, yes, I have that problem. I want to go to sleep. I don't want to live anymore. I just want to sleep. And that's how it started out in admissions. And shortly after I got there, I started receiving letters from my victim's husband. And he told me about himself and about his wife. And she was a wonderful lady. I learned that she was a children's pastor and that she became an ordained minister shortly before the accident. And he told me that she did a sermon where she passed out these small, smooth stones with writing on it, and it said, on the stone, it said the first stone, reminding us that judgment is reserved for God. And he said a month after after he lost his wife, that he forgave me publicly in church, and that he asked that prayers be given for me and my family. How this man could do this, I couldn't even forgive myself. So, and I know that forgiveness is for the person. He needed that for himself to be able to move on to. But this man was amazing to me. I'd like to share with you all a little bit of a letter one of the letters that he wrote me. It says, "Dear Stacy, it's Easter morning, and I just wanted to let you know that I'm praying for you. And I hope that you are still attending the Bible study group and continue to believe in God. He had asked me to, I didn't tell you this part, he had asked me to, if I would write my story for him so that he could share it at Mary Haven and at ODOT to repeat DUI offenders and at MAD. And of course I did that for him. I mean, I would do anything for that man and his family. He said, I have read the letter that you wrote for me many times over the last 18 months. I talked at Mary Haven as a part of a 3-day drug and alcohol rehab program, and also once a quarter at MAD. Your letter, along with telling Judy's story, has made a difference in many people's lives. I estimate that I speak to over 1,500 people a year, and our stories together have a profound effect." This is what kills me. "I still go to see Judy's grave at the cemetery every working day, and on my way to church I think about you and how it changed my life, and how things might have been if anything had been different that day. No one knows how long they have to live or which day may be their last. I don't think that anyone could have been in a better relationship with God than Judy was at the time of the accident. She had a wonderful life, and she made my life wonderful too. None of us can change the past, but I am speaking to do what I can to dissuade people from driving when they should not, and appreciate your letter. If you have anything else you might like me to use as background when I talk, you can put it in a letter, and I can work it into the talk as well. I hope your mother and your sons are doing well. You even thought about me and my kids. I know that it must be the hardest part of being in prison is not to be a part of your children's lives. I pray for you, and also others in my church pray for you. Sincerely." After these letters and this man being able to speak my story to help other people, to help save lives, to help my bad choice turn into something for the better, I knew at that point in admissions that I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to do something different. I was going to dedicate my prison sentence to my faith and my recovery. And so that's what I did. I mean, once I got out of admissions, I started going to church, I started going to Bible studies, I got baptized in January of 2010. Because of my sentence being so long, I had a hard time getting into recovery programs, but I fought it. I I went for it. I bugged the crap out of them. And I got into a lot of things that people couldn't get into, which I'm very blessed that I did. And I wanted to get into tapestry, and they were, at the time I had too much time, and I finally got into tapestry, and what a wonderful program. I did 15 months in there, and I lived in there as alumni afterwards, and I'll tell you what, that program saved my life. I went in there, not knowing. It was scary. And once I got in there, it's like it's a family. I mean, I got in there and I was able to make friendships that I've never had before in my life. It was amazing how so many of these women were going through the same things that I went through. I wasn't alone. I mean, we had so many things that were so similar that we could relate with each other. I mean, it was an amazing program. I wouldn't change doing that program for the world. And my amazing bunkie over there, we helped each other through it. I mean, and it just so happened that both of us were incarcerated for the same thing, and we were able to cry together and relate about, what had happened, and know that we're not bad people, and it helped me so much. So after tapestry, I got the opportunity to do a program out at admissions for the new girls called Strive to Survive. It was a recovery program. I did it for 7 years. I went out there on my weekends, and I told my story. I did topic groups. I did anything these women needed out there. I wanted to help them and prepare them for when they got out into what they call general population, so that they knew there was programs, there was things they could do, there was hope for them. And so I have to tell you, I got so much out of that program, doing that, facilitating that. And then after that, I got the opportunity to work for Recovery Services. I worked there for 6 years. I dedicated 6 years of my sentence working for that department, and I got to help other people with their recovery. I got to share my story in all their IOP groups. I got to do so many things working, and it felt good to be able to help other people with their recovery and with the challenges that they were facing going home. And I got to be a part of that all the way up to my last day. My boss that I worked for actually came out and sat with me in the entrance building when I left. It was just such an amazing thing. Then after that, I got into Toastmasters, which is a company a program that's worldwide that helps with public speaking and leadership skills. I never thought I'd be able to speak in front of people. But I'll tell you what, that program helped me. I'm always nervous still, but it did help me a lot, and I did receive some awards through it. And then I got into Arm One Reintegration. It's a program it's a housing unit that you live in that you have to be held accountable. It's very structured. You have to work on yourself and as if you were going back into society. So they help you learn how to live. There was a lot of things expected from us in there, and you had to work. And I got to do community service for the homeless, so many great things in that program. And last but not least, I got chosen to do the Embark program. Ooh, yes, awesome program. I was trying to figure out how to describe this program. It's a faith-based reentry program, but it's so much more than that. It's a year before you get released, and these women come in. One of them is a former warden, Chris Money, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful lady. They've helped me so much. We had lifers doing that group that help facilitate, that may never even get to leave that place, and they took their time out to help us get ready to go home. And we're thanking God and praising God for that. And I can't even explain that program to you. It was just so wonderful, and it helped me so much. And not only did it help me in there, they have been such a huge support to me since I left that place. My mentor, Brenda, is sitting right over here. She's awesome. I mean, we get to have what they call them navigators, but I say mentor. You're assigned someone before you leave, and she was assigned to me, and she's always checking in on me, seeing how I'm doing. They take me to church, we go to eat, we go shopping. If I need somebody to talk to or I need anything, they're there for me. Me, unlike some people, is very, very lucky because I didn't have some of the struggles that people go through when they're being released. I have a supportive family. I have supportive friends. I was very, very fortunate. And I have Embark and Tapestry. What more could I ask for? But, so Embark is funded by, we have Kindly Jewelry, which the inmates actually make the jewelry, and the profits from that go towards helping us when we leave. Like they got me, I'm a cosmetologist, they got me the stuff that I needed to go back into. I mean, 8.5 years I've been out of it. I didn't have anything. So, I mean, they helped me get all my stuff back together. They helped men with tools, anything that you need. I mean, in fact, I'm wearing it today because a dear friend of mine that I was incarcerated with actually made this, and I got to buy it before I left there. It's amazing. These women are so talented in there. I mean, they make some beautiful jewelry. I know you got to see some of it back there with Paul. And thanks to Paul, because he calmed my nerves down a little bit about doing this speaking. Embark's changed my life, and I continue to, we have reunions, we have fundraising events to help so we can, get more money together for people that are needing help for when they leave prison. And I think by all of us working together, so many people are uneducated about felons. They have a preconceived idea about us. We're people, just like the judge said, just like anyone else. We're still people, and a lot of us are trying to be better people. And I think with all of us getting together and combining our efforts to help these people succeed when they get out, that's what they need. I saw a lot of girls that they didn't have anywhere to go. They didn't know what they were going to do. And they said the easiest thing for them to do was to go back to what they were used to doing. And some of them came back to ORW, and some of them died. And it's sad. And I just think that there's so much more our community and our, like you said, our churches, everything can get together and help these people. They're people too, and they want to change and they want to do better. And so, with that, I want to leave you with this. I put this together. I like Tinkerbell. So I made this little thing, and it's got a little quote on it. It says, "I am an important and worthwhile person to myself, to others, and to my higher power, which happens to be God. I release my fear of my feelings, of feeling my feelings. I release my fear of feeling my feelings. I am clear on whatever I need to do today. Today I am willing. And I deserve the good things that happen in my life." Thank you, everybody.